Alright everyone, welcome to week 51 of the Wrestling Rundown.
Holy crap.
I'm Thomas Wolf, that's Kevin Hawk.
No.
The fuck are you doing in Kevin Hawk's seat?
Well, there was no one here and it looked comfy, so...
Okay. I guess Kevin Hawk couldn't make it. It's a very injury-filled week for the Wrestling Rundown.
Yeah.
I'm Thomas Wolf, that's Travis Colt.
How's it going?
That's a camera, you're our audience. Let's get this Raw review started.
Alright, so we're dealing with the fallout from Elimination Chamber last night. Be sure to go back to the playlist where me, Kevin Hawk, and Tony Toxin reviewed Elimination... Do you have an issue with Tony Toxin?
I don't know. I feel like I do. Like, I haven't met the guy, but...
He's kind of cool.
I feel like I don't like him.
One day we'll have to get all four of us here and we'll have to see how you guys interact.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're dealing with the fallout from Elimination Chamber.
Sorry to derail this right away, but I feel like me and him were buddies at one point, but then had some sort of falling out, and now I just want to, like, punch him in the face.
But you guys have never...
I know, but that's, like, the feeling I get.
Alright, this is weird. So, alright, let's talk about the matches that happened on Raw.
Okay.
We had Roman Reigns defeat King Barrett. We had... Oh, yeah. No, there's just so many things that happened in between. We had Dolph Ziggler defeat Kofi Kingston. And then we had Ziggler and the Primetime Players defeat The New Day.
Yeah,
We had Roman Reigns defeat Mark Henry. Then we had Nikki Bella defeat Paige. Actually, we had Randy Orton defeat Sheamus. We had Adrian Neville defeat Bo Dallas. Then we had Roman Reigns defeat Bray Wyatt.
Huh.
So let's figure out why Roman Reigns was on Raw 3 times.
That seems weird.
So we open up with the Authority coming out and talking about how Dean Ambrose stole the title last night. He never actually won the championship. He needs to give it back because we could suspend him, we could fire him, we could do all these things, blah, 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 blah. And it's all because Seth Rollins is still technically the champion. Now, they call Dean Ambrose out. They get Roman Reigns instead. Roman Reigns comes down and says, see, Dean's smart. He's not going to give you the title back. Hell, he's not even here. So he sent me out to let you know that he wants a rematch. You know, he's going to keep the title, but he wants a rematch.
Yeah, he'll give you the title back if you give him a rematch at TLC.
TLC?
Yes. At Money in the Bank.
TLC is a long ways away. At Money in the Bank, and he wants it to be a ladder match. And Roman Reigns proceeds to just throw jabs at Seth Rollins just to piss him off.
Yeah.
And Seth Rollins goes over the fucking rails. And he's just like, you know what? You tell Dean Ambrose he's got his match. I don't care if it's a ladder match. I don't need J&J. I don't need a 7-foot-tall piece of crap. I don't need Triple H and Stephanie. I don't need the Authority. I'm gonna prove
To which JBL said, he doesn't need the Authority?
Which is true because all of his major wins have been because of the Authority.
Oh yeah, that too.
That was a couple years ago.
Major wins still.
Okay. He's always had help.
Yeah.
And so, you know, Triple H is like, oh, well, okay, well, we see how that went. Speaking of Money in the Bank, Roman, you're in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Maybe. The only way you're going to be able to stay in that match is if you beat your opponent. And you don't got to wait too long because I'm going to go back and I'm going to find someone for you to face. That ended up being King Barrett. They had a really good match.
Yeah.
Good solid big guy match. Unfortunately, Barrett continues on his, hey, I'm king, but look, I lose all the time.
Yeah, what the fuck?
That's the unfortunate part, is like they give him this thing, like, here's the Intercontinental title.
Everyone else gets it.
Yeah. And that's after he loses all of his number one contender matches. When the title's on the line, you can win, but you're going to lose all your other matches.
Yeah, because we need a credible champion.
Yeah. And so now, you're going to win your title match, but Dean Ambrose is going to steal the title.
Yeah.
And then give it to everybody else. You know what? We're sorry we took the title off you at WrestleMania. Here, you can be King of the Ring. But now you're going to lose all your matches.
Yeah.
So, it's just this continual, like, shitty wheel that Barrett is on.
I mean, we've been very vocal how we're against this person has to win all the time to look credible. But let's have some heels be like dominant.
Well, see, and yeah, we go on that rant that yes, people need wins to look credible. People need wins, period, to look credible. And Barrett is not getting enough. And he's one of the strongest heels you have on the roster right now. He can do so much. He has the look. And yet, when he finds a character, you fuck him over.
I think what it is, because
they don't like British people.
Around this time last year, we were talking the same stuff with Cesaro.
So are we just waiting for Barrett to get a really good tag team?
Well, what it is like they're using Cesaro now, so they're like, what other really good wrestler can we not push?
What good other European wrestler can we fuck over right now? Let's do Barrett.
Yeah.
So he ends up losing to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns dodging a bull hammer and hitting Barrett with a spear. We come back from commercial. Triple H is definitely like, hey, good job, you're back in the ladder match. Maybe if you can beat your next opponent, Mark Henry. And we're like, okay, so they're gonna put Reigns through the ringer. Okay, so he gets another match. Then we had Nikki talking about her win last night at Elimination Chamber. And Paige comes in and says, hey, I won a Divas Battle Royal a couple weeks ago. I think I deserve a one-on-one match. And Nikki goes, oh, look at you talking like Naomi. Well, guess what? You can have your match.
Yeah, Naomi doesn't have a British accent, idiot.
Yeah, it's way different. Black and very, very white.
Yeah.
Completely different. Then we have Ryback come out talk about how good he feels being Intercontinental Champion. It's his first singles run. This is good for him. And he's getting ready to defend his title against The Miz.
Yeah. This match I was not looking forward to.
I was looking forward to Ryback squashing The Miz.
Yeah, like, Miz getting beat up is cool, but...
Miz apparently got the number one contender spot by interviewing the former champion Daniel Bryan last night. And then getting beat up by the Mega Powers.
Yeah.
This never happens.
No.
Because Big Show decides to return, gets in the ring, panics, punches Miz in the face.
Well, he panicked and looked for a John Cena to punch. Then he panicked again because he couldn't find John Cena.
Movie star. Oh, shit. Well, hey, Ryback, I want an Intercontinental title shot. Why didn't we have Bray Wyatt, the guy that beat Ryback at Payback, come out for this one?
They somehow made a segment where Miz gets punched in the face feel like a waste of time.
It really was. Like, granted, the match wasn't going to be pretty because it was going to be Ryback dominating The Miz. And that's okay because that's what Ryback does.
Right, like...
But to have him... To have The Miz not even get the shot...
Though, I would like a running gag of, like, every time Ryback comes out for a match, now Big Show just beats up his opponent.
He's like the anti-Slater.
Yeah.
Where, rather than him getting beat up every time he comes out for a title match, his opponent gets beat up.
Yeah.
Hey, it'd be good for Ryback. He'd keep the title forever until he finally defends against Big Show.
Yeah.
So Big Show stakes his claim for the Intercontinental title. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not really excited for a Big Show Ryback match because we've seen that.
Yeah. And it's definitely one of those matches, we've seen it once, we can move on.
Yeah.
This isn't going to be like, Austin and The Rock headlining 3 WrestleManias together, and it's better each time.
Well,
this is going to be like, hey, we've seen all this same shit.
Yeah. So let's make it a quick thing. And again, why not the guy that beat Ryback 2 weeks ago at Payback?
Think they had other plans for him maybe today?
Yeah, those didn't make sense either. So then we moved on. We had Kevin Owens come out touting, he did exactly what he said he was going to do.
Yeah.
When he first came to NXT, he said, I'm going to win the championship. And he did it. And then he said, guess what? I'm going to go into Elimination Chamber, and I'm going to beat John Cena. And guess what? I did. So then he got... I love that Kevin Owens' stuff is just so organic. Yeah. It's so real. Because he talks about how after his match, he talked to his son.
And his son was like, hey, Dad, hurt John Cena real good. I hope he's okay. And Kevin Owens is like, you're grounded, you little shit. You don't talk about John Cena that way.
When you talk about John Cena, you better hope that he's in the most pain he's ever felt. No, this was so good because then Kevin Owens...
I don't think he grounded his kid. He didn't say that.
No.
Or called him a little shit.
Check his wife's Instagram. We'll have to do our research. I'm actually
Wouldn't
subscribed.
that be the best heel move ever, though? Like, his son calls him up to check on John Cena, and he just cusses him out.
I think...
And then his wife just posts a video of his son just crying. Dad grounded me because I want to see Joe was again.
That'd be hilarious. I hope that's on Instagram. But no.
They're terrible people.
Yeah. Kevin Owens starts talking about how, over the last 10 years, even though he has gone throughout the world, has won titles, he's made a name for himself, he is not his son's hero because John Cena has been featured on television every single week for the past 10 years. And this is just so cool. He makes a comparison that Cena is a superhero. He's got the bright colors, he's got the moral code, he is this unstoppable force. Well, guess what? I beat Cena.
That segues into something I wanted to bring up after watching Elimination Chamber, but I wasn't here.
No.
So I did bring it up to myself.
I don't even know what he's going to say, so this is for all of us.
Yeah, I just thought of this when I was in the bathroom when we were setting up.
Oh, okay.
So I think about Kevin Owens in the bathroom.
Toilet thoughts.
But like, we talked about this when Cena beat Bray Wyatt. And everyone was like, oh, Bray Wyatt should have won, and he should have won clean because it would put him so far. And we're like, yes, the person who does that will be made, but it didn't need to be tonight. Like, this is why all those other people didn't go over clean or easy or whatever against Cena. Because now, that allowed them to take a new wrestler, who I'm not saying they always knew it was going to be Kevin Owens, but they took someone brand new and were like, how can we put him right in the spotlight? Let's debut him and have him beat Cena. This is a guy who all of his fans know is an unstoppable badass. Well, let's prove it.
Well, and he had already further proved that himself by destroying Sami Zayn on countless...
Yeah, who's like NXT's John Cena.
Yeah, I mean, you take him, you go after the babyface in NXT. And granted, he does have an upcoming title match against Finn Balor, because Finn Balor's the number one contender.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Kevin Owens has already made such a big statement. They're like, okay, him beating Balor, it's going to be good, but it's not going to be as good as when he beat Sami Zayn. So how do we further him more? Let's have him pick a fight, because Sami Zayn did the same thing. Sami Zayn came on and challenged John Cena.
Yep.
So why not have Kevin Owens do the exact same thing? Because he's trying to make a name for himself. And it was perfect. And this story is so good. Because then you have Cena come out and he challenges everything Kevin Owens says.
Yeah.
And he says, you know what? There's a reason that kid over there is wearing a shirt. There's a reason that kid over there has that sign that says that. There's a reason that kid over there has all that merchandise with the sign that says, I'm beating cancer. And it's because they all believe in what I say and what I do when they come out and they want to have that strength.
And so Kevin Owens went and fought that kid with cancer.
No, he did not.
Oh.
Because that probably would have got him fired.
Still, best heel move ever.
Best and last. Kevin Owens would never work, well, maybe in TNA. That would further their decline into bankruptcy. But no, it's just this Kevin Owens has this...
Kevin Owens' kid's going to come out and fight that kid with cancer.
Tag team match. Fuck, this is terrible. No, I love this story because it's
in a chemo on a pole match.
Jesus Christ, you need to stop. It's the greatest good versus a guy who thinks he's good. I don't know how to explain. It's so much fun to watch unfold.
To be the most nerdy I've been on this show yet.
Do it, go for it.
If we're doing D&D style alignments, we got the most lawful good we have versus the most chaotic neutral we have.
That's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. Because Kevin Owens feels like he's been screwed over. He's never gotten the chance to be the hero to his son.
Yeah.
And he's attributing this to all, the marketing machine has pushed John Cena. Well, guess what? Now I beat John Cena, so where's my marketing? Why am I not being praised now? And John Cena comes out and says, all over the internet.
Because you're a dick.
That's a fair statement. And it's such a good, balance of character and mentality. It's just so good. They get really shovey at the end. Cena's ready to fight. Owens is all ramped up.
Cena's strength is in his promos. Like, that's fact. And Cena stole it with the last line. We're going to settle this at Money in the Bank. Man to almost man.
Yeah. And Kevin Owens is like, ooh, and they're ready, and then Kevin Owens powders out like he always usually does, takes off, and it's such good build in a story. And last night I was really upset that they were already doing a rematch. Now I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Now that that's out of the way.
Now that the fun part's out of the way, it's the not as fun part.
Oh no, we still got some fun stuff here.
Well, yeah, but that was like the first.
Yeah, fuck. Owens and Cena are stealing the shows. This is good. We had Kofi Kingston and the New Day out there talking about how the New Day retained the tag team titles, and at Money in the Bank, Kofi Kingston's going to become Mr. Money in the Bank, which makes all three of them Mr. Money in the Bank.
I don't think it works that way.
It only does in Big E's mind.
It would be great though if like Kofi tries to cash in and gets like knocked the fuck out, and then
then Xavier Woods picks it up and he tries to do it. That'd be great. I'd pop for that. That'd be okay.
And he gets knocked the fuck out, then Big E cashes in.
So then we're getting Kofi Kingston versus Ziggler. Lana comes out with Ziggler and watches from the stage
because
she's not quite his manager yet.
I don't want to walk that far.
I'm wearing high heels. Rusev made me do it all the time. I'm gonna stand up here. And Kofi Kingston and Ziggler go out there and kick ass.
Yeah, they have a Kofi Kingston and Ziggler match.
Yeah. Ziggler ends up getting a quick roll-up. It was so fast, I looked away for a second and missed it.
Yeah.
So he rolls up Kofi, gets the win, and then the New Day is like, well, fuck that. They all get in.
Hate crime.
They all start triple teaming Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler is saved by the Primetime Players.
Racial equality.
Which turns it into Teddy Longing this into a 6-man tag match. We have Ziggler and the Primetime Players taking on the New Day. And the match just continues being great because Kevin Hawk's not here.
This is a safe zone.
Okay. We don't. If you watched me do the midweek wrap up on myself last week,
Kevin Hawk, skip ahead.
Don't worry, he's not watching.
You don't watch this show.
No. Last week I said Titus O'Neil had a good showing. Titus O'Neil had another good showing.
Yeah.
Darren Young looked great. Dolph Ziggler looked great. And they always do. But Titus O'Neil is busting his ass right now.
He's trying really hard.
He was on. I feel like he feels like he has to keep up with Young.
Yeah, I'm hesitant to say too much good about him because I'm just waiting for like
the inevitable fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just as of right now, he's doing great stuff, and he dominated the end of this match.
Yeah. He got tagged in, and then Big E, who was the legal man for New Day, is like, I'm going to tag in my much smaller friend against their horse of a tag team partner.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in the like horse face joke that we usually make. I just mean like he's built like fucking.
He was the biggest. He literally tagged in Xavier Woods, the smallest person on the New Day, against the biggest guy of the babyface team. And, I mean, Titus O'Neil destroyed the other two members as well, and then beat Xavier Woods with a pump handle slam.
Yeah. For some reason.
It was pretty dominant.
Yeah. I don't know why he used a pump handle slam.
Yeah, what...
Like, new finisher maybe.
What happened to the Clash of the Titus? I actually like that move.
Yeah.
Oh, well. But yeah, good match, good build for the tag team division, good build going into the fact that Ziggler and Kofi Kingston are both in the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yeah.
Back to the Money in the Bank ladder match, we have Roman Reigns taking on Mark Henry, and this is exactly what you think it is.
Yeah.
It's Mark Henry beat the fuck out of Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns coming back and winning, getting a count-out victory after a Superman punch.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay because this was a desperation situation.
It was. It was better. It was way better than when Bobby Lashley beat Mark Henry by count-out by pulling the rope down when Mark Henry charged at him.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
Just like
this was Roman Reigns had already gone through a match. He needed this win because he wants to stay in that match. So he knocks out Mark Henry. He was even out there for most of the count. He got in at 9, and Mark Henry stayed out. Now Mark Henry gets back up after the 10 count and proceeds to whoop the shit out of Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
now we come back from commercial. Roman Reigns is like, oh man, I'm so messed up. I'm glad that's my last match with Triple H because, hey, guess what?
And Roman's like, keep the thing on.
Yeah, you might want to lace that vest up real good. And
it has laces?
Yeah, it stays on somehow.
I mean, Velcro straps, like...
Maybe. You gotta lace it inside so it's nice and tight. But you need to lace up that vest real tight and follow the buzzards, because in the main event, he'll be facing Bray Wyatt, who should have come out and faced off against Ryback.
Why not? I mean...
Why didn't we say Big Show for this?
Granted, Wyatt Reigns is a better main event than Show Reigns.
True.
But, yeah.
Okay, I'll give you that. But, I mean, it makes sense. Like, okay, you start off with King Barrett, who's a big dude.
Yep.
Then you escalate to a bigger dude in Mark Henry. And then you escalate to an even bigger dude in Big Show.
Yeah.
It's like the nesting dolls of heels. And Roman Reigns just continuously gets more and more fucked up.
Yeah.
But, whatever. I'm over it. We had a really funny Sonic Shakes commercial.
Yeah, this
The product placement on Raw sometimes is really cheesy.
Yeah.
But sometimes is really good. And this one was really funny.
Yeah, this one wasn't as good as the Tyson Natty one.
Oh, the chicken fries. Chicken fries was pretty good.
But, you know.
Yeah, we had the Mega Powers, we had the New Day, we had Big Show. And it was just, they all had their really good moments in this commercial.
Best Macho Man Dow we've got.
Yes. Yeah. Sandow was on point with his Macho Man impression this time. And Axel, even though I hate it, I think Axel did a great Hogan impression of this one.
Yeah.
Then we get a promo from Rusev. Rusev's dealing with a broken ankle. And he goes through and he talks about how he is a broken man.
Yeah, this promo was weird.
He has no championship. He has no woman. He has a broken ankle.
Yeah, he's like, I have nothing. I'm like, you have a broken ankle? That's something.
And then he tried to flip it and say, well, at least he's got one good one.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. He's still pissed off.
Well, what would you know about it?
Nothing.
Yeah.
But then he says, I can see everything that I want, everything that I desire, and I will get it all back.
When I go to NXT, NXT champion.
All right. This next match can be summed up in 3 simple words. Fuck you, Nikki.
It's well established that referees are blind.
This one must have been Ray Charles.
Okay, let's talk about the match itself up to the point. Was it bad?
The match itself was not bad. Nikki did things in this match that she should have done last night at Elimination Chamber. If you watched our review of the match from Elimination Chamber, me and Kevin Hawk hated it. We hated the outcome.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We liked the match because Paige and Naomi kicked ass. We hated the end because Nikki got an easy win.
Yeah, that was it.
Now this one, Nikki pulled out some good stuff. The match wasn't very long. Granted, it's on Monday Night Raw.
It's a Divas match on Monday Night Raw.
I think our first problem was, is Nikki babyface or is she heel? What the fuck is she doing? We have no clue.
I don't think she... my theory
Maybe
is...
she doesn't know.
My theory is that she's trying to be babyface. But she's being her, and she has a natural heel personality.
She's a natural bitch.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I'll accept that. So anyway, she taunts a little bit. She ends up getting Paige in a submission. Paige grabs the ropes. Paige tries to get her, and she ends up scurrying to the ropes, rolling out on the floor like, oh man, I'm so glad I got away. Then she starts doing crunches. What the fuck?
That's not even a heel move. That's just a weird move.
That's just oh, I'm so glad I'm safe. I better work out.
Yeah.
What the? You're stupid. So then Nikki ends up getting hit with a super rampage, which was cool.
Yeah.
From the second row, Paige hits the rampage.
That should have been the finish. I don't care.
The way that they set this up could have been good.
It could have.
Now, Nikki gets hit with the rampage, and, out of instinct, rolls herself out of the ring to the outside. Then we find out that Brie Bella was under the ring the whole time, trying to look like Nikki.
Yeah.
Should we list off all the reasons why this was stupid?
Let's see. Different hair color.
Yeah. Blonde extensions does not give you a full head of blonde hair, Brie.
No.
Okay.
Let's see. Bree's about maybe 30 pounds skinnier at this point.
Yeah, much thinner because she's got that natural lifestyle since
Yeah.
her and Brian are married now.
A pair of, how can I say this politely?
Much smaller tits.
Yeah, that's polite.
I'm not even going to go polite. Fuck it. She does not have the rack that her sister does.
Yeah, there's a reason that Nikki's finisher is the rack attack and Bree's isn't.
There's also the fact that the attire looked completely different.
Yeah.
Yay.
They're both red.
It was both red. Yay. But the pleather and then like just spandex look completely fucking different. And okay, granted, people could say, oh, but you know they're twins. You know you can get them mixed up easily. Yeah, sure. But
if you're looking at their face.
But these referees travel with all of these wrestlers.
Well, here's the thing though, like in the case when like they have different body shapes, different hair color, different attire, yeah, they have similar facial features. He wasn't looking at her face.
Yeah.
Like,
see, okay, so a couple weeks ago we had the twin magic with Kofi and Xavier Woods.
yeah.
They're both dark-skinned fellows with long hair and wore the same trunks. Couldn't see Xavier Woods' face, so it made sense. The only way you can tell... You can tell that... Oh, there's so many differences.
Yeah.
They have separated the Bella twins so much that I can look at their face and know which one is which now.
Yeah.
And the referees travel with these people.
Yeah.
So Bree gets in, rolls up Paige, and gets the win.
Yeah, this was dumb.
Oh my god!
Dumb with a capital dumb.
I wanted to hit things so bad. I wanted to yell. I wanted to scream.
But he saved it for you guys.
I can't. I just fucking can't. I cannot like the Bellas anymore. Because maybe Brie. Like, Brie, if she's able to get, like, her singles run, I could probably do it because she is a stronger wrestler.
Yeah.
But Nikki has continuously pissed me off since she won the title.
Yeah, they made a mention of how long she's had the belt.
Way too fucking long.
And I realized, holy shit, it's been that long because she hasn't done anything.
She's had it since Survivor Series.
Like,
you know how she won at Survivor Series? Her sister made out with AJ. That's how she won at Survivor
that's the
Series.
highlight of her championship reign.
Jesus fucking Christ. We better move on. Spent way too long on that match.
Yeah.
We had Randy Orton versus Sheamus. This was a good match.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Randy Orton on TV for a couple weeks, but now that he and Sheamus are both in the Money in the Bank ladder match, building a little bit more tension there.
Yeah.
It was a solid match. You know, both of them really getting their stuff in.
I don't really have a whole lot to say about this.
Yeah, I mean,
it was Sheamus versus Orton. Like,
yeah, I mean, one thing I will say is I'm glad the crowd is still strongly behind Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he deserves this run. This is something that he hasn't had in a long time, and the fact that the crowd was still very behind him, it was refreshing. And I'm a big fan of Randy Orton. So to know that the crowd is getting behind him, we're going to get to see him do stuff, I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
So he ends up dumping Sheamus over into the Timekeepers area. And as he plays with the crowd a little bit, he comes back to grab Sheamus. Sheamus hits him with a chair, gets disqualified. Randy Orton picks up the win. And then Sheamus proceeds to beat the fuck out of Randy Orton.
Yep.
A couple of bro kicks, throws him into the post a couple of times. So yeah, I mean it's a demolition on Randy Orton. That's exactly what it is. So yeah.
Yeah, it's like if these two were standing on Randy Orton, that's what it was.
That was very well placed. I appreciated that. We found out that this Thursday on SmackDown, Kevin Owens is going to do an NXT title open challenge.
Yeah.
That is so fucking brilliant. I cannot stress how awesome that is. That gets you a reminder that NXT is a thing. so it's a plug for the network.
Yep.
It gets you, hey, check out this match that's coming up in 2 weeks at Money in the Bank. And it gets more eyes on SmackDown.
Yeah.
That is brilliant booking. Thank you, WWE. You know what really isn't brilliant booking? Doing a rematch from last night that ends the exact same way.
Yeah.
So it didn't hurt Neville and Dallas, but it didn't help them in any way, shape, or form. It was the exact same thing, just compacted.
Yeah, like Bo was madder.
And he essentially did a cut-down version of the promo he did prior to the match last night.
I did like his bit, like, I wanted to help you, now I just want to hurt you.
Yeah. I mean, you know, last night he had that creepy smile that, like, really threw me the fuck off, because usually Bo Dallas is all like, ha. Last night he was just really fucking creepy. Now he just wants to beat the shit out of Neville.
He's like,
but Neville wins again with the red arrow, like you.
Yeah.
It was the thing. So, now we're at our main event. We have Roman Reigns going into his third match. He's facing off against Bray Wyatt. This is all Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt destroys Roman Reigns for the majority of this match. At one point, we've got Seth Rollins, J&J, and Kane all watching from the stage. Then Roman starts to make his comeback. And that gets the attention of the authorities. So they all walk down. They're like, okay, we need to get close because this is getting a little...
Yeah, let's put some pressure on Roman now.
Yeah, let's really get inside of his head. And it doesn't really help. Like, Kane even gets up on the apron to try and distract Roman.
Yeah, and Roman's like, please chokeslam me so I can win.
But instead, Kane ends up getting knocked off by Bray Wyatt running into him.
Yeah.
And then Bray Wyatt turns around right into a spear. Roman Reigns picks up the win and continues to stay inside the Money in the Bank ladder match. Now, we start to get the vultures, so to speak, all getting ready to just destroy Roman Reigns. That's when Dean Ambrose, who we haven't seen all night long, his music hits. And we're like, okay, where's he coming from? Is he coming from the crowd? Is he coming from the entryway? Where's he coming from? They're all ready for him. He's on the announce table.
Yeah,
like,
somehow.
Hey, come here. Come grab the title. And like, Seth... No, it wasn't Seth. It was Joey runs up to him. He jumps over Joey, rolls into the ring, back to back with Roman Reigns. They proceed to beat the fuck out of all four members of the Authority. They end up knocking both members of J&J down. Kane gets knocked down. And then Seth Rollins gets in. Dean Ambrose throws the title at him. He goes, ooh, look what I have. Oh, fuck. Dirty deeds. Dean Ambrose picks up the title again.
Which is brilliant, because they just said he had to give the belt back.
And he did.
Yeah.
And then Seth gave it back to him.
Yep.
Technically. And they escape very much the same way they did last night at Elimination Chamber. Both of them running up the stairs through the crowd, going reverse shield.
Yeah.
So the Authority's just pissed off again. Triple H and Stephanie come out and they're like, what the fuck? Like, why can't we get this belt back? Like, what the fuck is wrong? Ambrose still looks strong because he's still got the title. He gets his rematch, his ladder match rematch at Money in the Bank, and Roman Reigns is still in the Money in the Bank ladder match. So it was a very strong babyface win at the end of Raw.
Hey, Authority, I got an idea for you. How about next week, you take Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, and you put them in a match against each other. If Reigns loses, he's out of the Money in the Bank. Ambrose loses, he doesn't get his rematch.
That's smart, but they're not going to book it that way.
Nope.
And then we'll cap this off. We did watch the Stone Cold podcast with Paul Heyman.
And we got the fucking Stone Cold, like...
Oh, man. So, I mean, if you've listened to the Steve Austin Show podcast before, you got very much the same conversation you'd get between him and Paul Heyman. It's a lot of interesting stuff about Paul Heyman, so it's definitely worth the watch. Or when the podcast comes out, if you listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
Either way, it is very fun. But then we get, like, Paul Heyman's like, can we role reverse? Like, can I ask you the questions? And he asks him, I can't remember what the first question was.
Something. I don't think it matters.
Anyway, the second one was, do you want to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 32?
And Stone Cold says, I would whoop his ass.
Stone Cold says the only way he'd face Brock Lesnar is if it was a Texas death match.
Yeah. And, like, he just gets mad. Like
it's Steve Austin, Stone Cold.
Yeah. The switch just flips, and it's like...
It's almost scary.
Yeah. Like, I went silent, like, while this was happening and after.
Did you kind of fear for Heyman's life for a second?
Like, like, at first, because at first it seemed like he was just joking around a little bit, like, oh yeah, I'd beat his ass if we wrestled, and then Paul's like, I'll call him. He's like, call him. Do it. I'll call him.
And like, you know, Stone Cold's like, okay, you know, we need to wrap this up, so how are we going to do this? And Heyman's like, should I just leave? He goes, that's probably the best idea you can have right now.
Yep.
And then, yeah, in very Stone Cold fashion, he ends the podcast with a, oh, hell yeah. And, yeah, it was just, it's a very fun podcast. It's two of the best guys in the business ever.
I think everyone involved is toying with this idea of Stone Cold versus Lesnar, because this was definitely a very big seed planted.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if they do it, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I'll watch it. If Stone Cold's back in the ring, I will watch it. I don't give a fuck who it's against.
Yeah, it's be against Nikki.
Can we get that? Oh, that reminds me. His first question was, what do you think about John Cena's springboard stunner?
and he was like, I have no problem that he's using it. I just
think it's a stupid move because it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, like...
He doesn't win matches.
Yeah, the move itself is fine, but why is he letting people kick out of it?
Yeah. Anyway.
And yeah, it should be, if he's using it, it should be a new finish.
Yeah. But, I mean, he kind of uses it as a setup for the FU.
Yeah.
But didn't happen.
Yeah.
Didn't happen against Kevin Owens last night.
I'm a big fan of setup moves actually, like, putting the person in position for the move you're going to do.
Well.
But, you know.
What are you going to do?
As much credit as I will give Cena, he's not like the best, like, scientific wrestler.
Not really.
I'll give him credit as a performer, as a promo guy, but...
That's all he gets.
Yeah.
And that's all we have for the Raw review. We went over our time limit a little bit. But it was an interesting episode of Raw. I'm still kind of upset that we only have 2 weeks of build for Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
That kind of pisses me off.
Kind of upset that I don't get to talk about pay-per-views anymore, but that's a whole other thing.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
If you want to hear us talk about the Elimination Chamber, it was me, Kevin Hawk, and Tony Talks. So be sure to go back in the playlist. Give that a look. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe. Follow all the links down in the description so you can get updates when we do upload new videos. We'll be having the midweek wrap-up as usual, the SmackDown rundown, and the indie news at the end of the week. But up next, we've got Thomas's Top 5 because it's June. That means we got a whole month of May
we've
to talk
had
about.
2 pay-per-views now.
2 pay-per-views, an NXT TakeOver.
3.
Lots of debuts.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of stuff going on.
And
so,
spoiler alert, I've only been watching, like, WWE programming. So, it's going to be, like, WWE NXT stuff.
Well, WWE and NXT have been the talk of the town as far as wrestling goes. So, be sure to check that out. Watch all the other videos. And we're a week away from doing this for a year.
Yeah, that's...
So...
Yeah.
Been a long time coming.
Yeah.
And we do have an announcement.
We still only have, like, a few fans. Thank you guys for supporting us for, like...
We've got a guy that comments on our midweek wrap-ups now.
Yeah.
Stony Guerrero.
Thank you, Stony.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
And Cody.
Fight me in
still.
real life.
Don't know. He's
Yeah.
cool.
Comment, fight me in real life.
We'll see you guys in the top 5.